Scuba Podcast. That's very good of you to join us and spare us a bit of time to tell us about your exciting new project.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So online we've got Leanne Clowes.
Hi.
And we've got Claire Dutton.
Hiya.
Gemma and myself. And we've got you on to talk about this great project, which is Scuba Escape.
So do you know much?
Tell us all about it.
I've actually read about it anyway, but
yeah, we've read about it. But maybe if you just want to say a brief summary of who you are and what you've done, and then how the whole project has come together.
Yeah. So I'm Claire Dutton, Paddy Course Director, and owner of Dutton's Divers. So Vivian Quarry and the new dive centre Half-Fan Marina as well. It's in Pwllheli. And yeah, my background is that basically of teaching loads of people, doing instructing, doing some film work and that kind of thing as well. So I'll let Leanne jump in and
So I'm really new on the scene. I'm a Paddy assistant instructor. Currently waiting to get in to do the rest of it. I'm just recently starting up a new centre in St Helens and Warrington. Again, waiting for lockdown to sort of end. Playing on divers. So that's where I am at the minute, and obviously then co-owner for Scuba Escape.
So Leanne, have you just been bored and now you want more and more things to do?
That's pretty much it. I just feel like I don't have enough on my plate at the minute as it is.
One project and you're setting up a dive set.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to jump in, haven't you? Deep end, and it's certainly keeping me busy. So, if you want to handle the stress of it, just go for it.
Yeah. So, how did the idea come together? What made you think of it? Did you see it somewhere else, or is it just putting land-based into the water?
To be honest, we kind of discussed the fact that everyone's in the UK this year. We were talking about obviously Vivian Quarry and the fact that it is kind of set up to do loads of different things. And then I think it just kind of happened would be the actual thing of that. I talked about
playing Monopoly on a Friday night, being cool kids, talking about it.
Loads of different game ideas, which kind of then stuck and rolled onto, I think we ended up starting with 2 games and then suddenly ended up with 5. And the zombie one as well. So so that's kind of how we came up with it, and then just kind of went on from there. So writing all the different courses, coming up with different ideas for them, trying to find something that would work for all different levels of divers as well. So it kind of catered for all the different experiences, what kind of people might be interested in, regards to the different games of what they actually fit in with. So like zombies, you can't kick me from being far away now when I start talking about stuff then.
Jab you in the side of the leg, stop talking.
Zombies, like saving princesses. I'm sure you'll ask some more things about the games later, so I won't touch upon that so much. But yeah, like people are going to be in the UK this year. I think it's good that there's something different that they're going to be able to get involved with, hopefully, as well.
Yeah, no, that's good. So you mentioned levels of divers. So I'm obviously quite a very new open water diver. So is there games that would be suitable for such inexperienced divers?
Yeah, so the games are all they've all been made for Paddy open water divers anyway, so the minimum rating of that would be Paddy Junior open water diver or equivalent in a different agency. So there are going to be other people in the water as well with them. So the kind of idea is that, for instance, if they've got some kind of, without trying to talk about the actual games, if they've got some kind of equipment that they've not used before as a diver, they would be shown how to kind of safely use that anyway. And it might open up some different kind of skills that they want to get involved with as well, like type propulsion vehicles and that kind of thing.
Wow.
You can see Leanne's look on her face.
When you start seeing my eye twitching, that's when you need to stop talking.
If you want the information, just ask me and cut Leanne off. So.
So is everything based in the water, or do the games start out on the shore?
Yeah. So there's a briefing that's going to be from the hosts anyway, but the different types of games, we've got more on land stuff than what others do. So for instance, one of the games, Murder Mystery, you can use your imagination as to what that one might be, but that's got a lot more land work and working as a team in that way, than obviously there are still underwater dives, but there's a kind of mixture of both, whereas for instance the see that look some of the other games are more based under the water and then saving people afterwards that are on land. So I'm going to let Leanne chip in with this because I don't know when to stop.
Okay, so yeah, I'll jump in with this one. So all of the games do actually include 2 dives that have got various sort of activities and action points that you need to hit per dive to sort of move on to the next dive. But as Clive said before, that such as the Murder Mystery, there is quite a lot that's involved on the land side as well. You know, being able to solve a murder mystery completely underwater would be great, but there's a lot more that's gone into it. A lot more will come a little bit more apparent with the marketing that we're doing on the likes of Facebook. So we've sort of started doing that. I don't know if you've seen what we've put so far on Facebook, like the little teaser trailers, but they're going to sort of expand more as the weeks go on. So yeah.
So is it the plan that, you know, most people do, what, 3 dives during the day?
It'll be 2 dives. So everybody will do complete 2 dives, part of that. And then there's other bits and pieces on land as well that they'll be doing. So there's tasks underwater, various tasks dependent on the game. And there's different tasks to complete under the water for the 2 dives. But then there's also on land tasks as well to go with that. So you're looking at like half a day for all of it. So we've got the bookings for half a day.
Right. Yeah.
So when they're doing the land stuff, are they like de-kitted, or are they still wandering around with all their gear on?
Depends what it is.
Oh.
No, obviously, like during the actual games, the quarry is closed as well. So so the gates aren't, I don't know if you've been to Vivian, but there's 2 big massive red gates at the front that can be shut. So everyone that's inside there, then that is kind of the escape room. So not just the underwater. There's also all of the other bits on land as well. So everyone's in. We put them as a team of 6, but we have been taking bookings for groups of 12 as well. So it would literally just be those in there whilst that game takes place as well.
Yeah. So how many people will be in the one time?
Sorry?
How many people will be in the water at one time?
So there's the 6 that are doing the game.
Right.
If there's 12 though, then they can enter the water at the same time. The game's different. Do you want to explain that one a little bit more?
So how it's sort of working is, if a club is booking, so they're booking it as an entirety, then they can book 12 divers onto a game for the half a day. What we would do is we would then split the 12 down to sorry, I'm just going to close my door because I can hear my washing machine. So you'd split that 12 down to 2 teams of 6. So they would still be completing the same tasks underwater, but we would have split it down. So they're not going for the same things. So whereas other people, if you're booking as a buddy team, like a buddy group, or a buddy team, like a buddy pair, you would then be in a group of just 6. So there would be no more than 6 divers in that group unless you're booking through a club.
Okay, so will there be, say a group of open water divers go in and do it, will they be monitored or have other, I don't know, safety divers in there, or anyone who with a bit more experience? Because potentially you could have, you know, someone who's done what, 4 dives, 5 dives, you know, and then go straight in and do your games.
Yeah, no, there will be still people with them. Escorting them out. There is actually something which is probably going to be announced if you check out the social media pages in the next few days.
Okay.
There is kind of more on that there that we're kind of just waiting to go through.
Because obviously, you know, it's like, you know, especially for brand new divers, open waters, who could, buoyancies are always often issues, and going diving for the first time without your instructors and dive masters can be a scary thing, can't it?
So there are quite a few of the games which have obviously been kind of designed in a way so that they can have a go at doing new things as well. So I'm kind of hoping that people will come along and be able to try things that they probably would have never have done as divers anyway. And I'll give them the opportunity to do that. Plus, like where you've just said about doing open water divers that might have 4 or 5 dives, they also get to practice all the skills in a fun kind of way. So there are games that do rely on buoyancy and that kind of thing, rather than somebody just standing over them with a timer on the dive computer, seeing how long they can hover for. They'd actually get to do some kind of skill that perfects those kind of skills as well. So
yeah, and also kind of on that point as well is, again, they're not just sent off into the water. So you wouldn't have a group of 6 open water students and us stood on, sorry, not students, 8, open water divers, and us stood on the thing going, right, okay, there you go, there's a DPV somewhere under there, off you go, have a play of it and let us know how you get on. It would be a case that they are actually monitored throughout the game.
Yeah. Okay. So how deep are the games roughly? Can you tell us? Or
so it depends what game that they are doing. Like Vivian is a maximum anyway, is 18 meters, hence why it works for open water and above. Obviously with junior open water they'd be restricted down off that, but because the games are in such low numbers, everyone's going to book. Most places have been booking together as a group of 6. The game would just be set up so that it worked for bespoke for that team as well anyway. A lot of the games don't really require going that deep anyway. It's more for the kind of fun factor than the actual getting a number on the computer. So
no, that's good. So obviously open water divers, we've got the standard diver hand signals. Do you give them anything else to communicate with, or do they just have to make it up underwater?
Off you go, Leanne.
It's really hard talking about a lot of the stuff that we've actually planned with what we've actually given away online, that we don't want to go any further into that at the minute. We have got stuff in place for open water divers, we've got briefings that happen before, which are given by your hosts, which basically goes through everything that they will be completing that day. But again, with that, there are that side of things, but without giving more away than we've actually sort of released online, or for people actually playing the games, and we would struggle sort of telling you what that is without giving too much away of those games, trying to keep it a bit more of a mystery, up until sort of launch weekend.
Yeah. So do you have any like overhead environments in the games?
No, there aren't.
No, they're not.
No.
Okay, so yeah, because I was just thinking, obviously new divers, again, they haven't had that experience.
All of the standards around like open water and everything like that are put into the games as well, so they would be able to be potentially training.
So the makeup of the lake.
A flicker of Leanne's eye there.
So tell us about the lake, because I think I went to that lake years ago, but I'm not entirely certain, but not as a diver, I need to basically walk around it. But the makeup of the lake, is it silty, is it slate?
Yeah, so the Vivian Quarry is an old slate mine, so all under the water it is all just slate basically. Very rarely.
So this is usually all right.
Yeah, obviously standard the same as everywhere in the UK. It has its odd like algae bloom and everything that you can't get away from. But with regards to actual like divers being in the water and silt and everything like that, I know it's pretty clear with the slate. It's also great for a good history factor as well. But
right, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. So when is launch weekend?
So I'm not going to say the dates because I'm useless with dates.
So we've actually got we have a trial run on the 21st of April, and we're actually opening weekend is that weekend, which will be the 23rd.
Yeah.
It's the 23rd that weekend, isn't it? So actual opening, we're taking bookings from the 23rd for sort of general bookings, and we're currently booking, and we've currently got bookings up until August. So we are sort of looking and booking in the future for it, and we do still have a lot of like slots that are available. But yeah, from the end of April onwards that we're looking at.
Just announced from other dates today, the competition. So a lot of dive centres have contacted us about wanting to compete against each other. So we decided to put up a little bit of a kind of fixtures board. So we've offered 16 teams to enter and put it together so that they have, obviously the first one, it'd split into half, so 8 would go through into that, and then the 4 and have a semi-final and a final.
Yeah.
Who'd be crowned the escape champion off that. So just a little bit of competition, healthy competition between divers in the industry as well. Obviously clubs can also book, or if anyone gets a team together, just a group of divers that are friends.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's a good way to get people together as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Especially since it's quite varied, that we've also listed packages online as part of, obviously around here, Dutton's Divers side offer shore and boat dives and things as well. So that kind of package, so instead of just turning up going on for some shore dives for a weekend or however long that people wanted to come for a diving holiday, they can obviously do a scuba escape, do the shore dive, boat dive, and it's obviously a massively varied package that they can have something a little bit different.
Yeah,
Well, get a lot out of, I guess, as well, if they're doing varied skills and things.
Yeah.
So can people hire equipment from there, or from your place, or or have they got to have all their own equipment?
Obviously they're welcome to bring their own, and there's also kit hire they can get on site, like anyone can do that at Vivian Quarry anyway, divers that are coming. So yeah, no, they can get kit hire for the day as well if they needed it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sounds like everything's all covered then, really, doesn't it? But why hasn't anyone thought of this before, do you think?
This is something that we couldn't get our heads around, to be honest. Like the coverage that we've had people from America be in contact. We've had a write-up in a Polish scuba magazine, and it's been the same throughout all. How has this not been thought of before?
Yeah.
And it's, don't get us wrong, like we have put a lot of work into this. We've worked sort of 16, 18-hour days, just literally trying to get everything pinned down, and we're still doing it now, sort of up at 8 o'clock in the morning, straight on the laptop, right, what do we need to do today? And it's, I think there's a number of factors.
Feel your pain.
Say that again.
If we feel your pain, we know exactly what that's like.
Well, yeah. And I think the thing is with obviously Vivian Quarry, obviously Dutton's Divers do own Vivian Quarry, it's a perfect setting for it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well that's what we're doing would translate into other environments, so it is a perfect environment for it. And yeah, it's just, it has absolutely snowballed, where it has kind of gone international a lot quicker than what we were expecting. Every other countries saying exactly the same thing. How is this? Say again.
You need to copyright it.
Yeah, but we've been kind of looking
like it out to other countries.
Yeah. Well, we're potentially going to be in discussions with other areas in the future, so
Yeah.
So are you both fans of like normal escape rooms?
Yes. Massive fan.
That makes sense.
It's not just that, obviously some of the games we've each taken a bit more of a liking to. So for example, I'm a massive gamer, so one of the games is called Save Vivoria, which is very much on the theme of like Sonic, Mario, so that's like where like that's amazing for me. So although it's and then Claire's got her favourite that she's not stopped talking about.
Pirates. It's always pirates.
What, as a game?
Yeah, well, it sounds like a really bad treasure hunt, but it's a lot more interesting than that. And I can't really say too much about saying what the game is. But yeah, the Treasure of Serenity is the one that's probably my favourite off there as well. So.
Okay.
So with your game, so once obviously a group of divers have done, say, all of the games, are you adapting them through time so that clues change or the setup changes?
So sorry, I was going to say about the logbooks as well.
Oh no, I was going to say about the same. You go.
So they have, whenever they do the first one, they get a logbook, and then they get a sticker. So I don't know if you've seen on like social media all the badges that have been coming up on there. They relate to one of the games, so they get a sticker to go in the book for that. So obviously then they can collect those to come back on. But then also, what were you going to say? Were you going to carry on with that, or?
Just about levels. So we were looking at sort of varying levels of each of the games, sort of making them harder, making them easier, depending on who it is, sort of in the future. We've got other ideas for other games that we would potentially be bringing out at a later date, are sort of bubbling in the background as well. So it will constantly evolve around what's going on at the time, because obviously we don't want people to just, you know, do the 6 games, have loads of fun with them, and then there's nowhere else for them to go. So it could be a case where we can make your favorite game a harder level, so a much harder level. So, you know, then you're still having the 2 dives and everything around it. We're going to change everything up and make it much harder for you. So can you now finish it? It's, you know, it's going to be in a similar, so I don't know if you have done an escape room yourself, but when you either escape or you don't, we are going to have boards at the end of each game that everybody's going to be having the photograph taken. So it's going to be all over social media. Did you make it or did you not? So then that'll be, you know, with which game it is that they competed in. But then, yeah, like I said, with the levels, we can increase the levels of them. If someone really, really likes one of the games, the level can be increased quite a lot on each one. So we've got the variables there as well.
Another incentive for people to do well with the prizes as well. So
if people start talking to other people about how the games work and stuff, and you know, if they start revealing secrets by accident, it won't matter too much because you'll be mixing things up anyway, by the sound of it. Yeah.
And to be fair, there's only really one that would cause an issue if somebody actually found out. So, for example, the murder mystery one. Obviously, if somebody goes, right, well, this person actually did it, so we're having to get the variables on that. So it's different ways of how they would find out. And, you know, you can't just turn up and say, well, my friend told me that blah, blah murdered this person. It's going to be a whole thing of leading you up to it. You don't know that that's actually going to be the same person. You're going to have to find out. So that's really going to be the main one. That's
Pluto underwater, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That was really
always the waiter.
It's the waiter of the game, though.
No, it sounds, pretty good fun.
Because on Paddy's website you can play games, can't you? There's they have like Monopoly and other sort of games you can play on the underwater with plastic guys playing cards and things like that. Have you seen that?
I have seen some of those, yeah.
I've never tried. I'm not sure how really well that'd work, but I think with what you're doing, it's going to be exciting and fun way of, especially if you're doing some teaching and try kind of, you know, reinforcing on skills and that, and you know, for new divers. I think it'd be good.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it'll encourage a lot of, hopefully as well, encourage a lot of people that don't dive in the UK to dive in the UK. Obviously, it's not something that's offered anywhere else in the world in that way. So for the UK dive industry, hopefully a lot of people this year that are sticking around over here will come over and give it a go.
We're not going to get much choice, I don't think, you know, especially not to travel abroad, not by
we're all stuck with us, so.
Yeah. So how often do the games run? Because you said obviously the quarry is shut when the games are going on. So do you have set days when the whole place is shut with just the escape rooms?
Do you want to talk about bookings? Mizzy, you've been taking most of them.
So it's basically you can inquire for whenever you want. It's either a morning and afternoon, and we have considered night bookings for ones such as the zombie one, where, you know, we do have the set times. It's going to be either
Halloween.
Sorry.
Halloween.
Exactly. We've got Halloween coming up in
February the 14th.
Huh? Sorry, I missed that then. My signal.
Halloween, and then on February the 14th.
February the 14th.
Yeah, mix it up.
Oh, right. yeah. So you can do that if you really wanted to. I mean, I'd probably rather just go and do the zombies on February the 14th, to be fair. But yeah, so you can book any time, as you know, Monday through to Sunday, as long as there isn't either another game on or if there isn't already something booked in. So obviously Dutton's Divers do sort of run the quarry. So if they have actually got sort of an IDC running at the time, then you know, you wouldn't be able to book on that, which is why we sort of suggest if you've got a very specific date that you want to come, please let us know as soon as possible. So as long as there's nothing else booked in on that time slot, then it's absolutely fine. You can book in.
Yeah, no, that's good it's good that it's so flexible as well, so people can sort of adapt around it. So in terms of if people want to find out more about you, where are you? You've obviously got a website, and so what's your website and social media platforms?
Are you going?
You remember? Can you remember?
So the website is www.scubaescape.org.
That's it.
We're on Facebook and on Instagram, and they are both just /Scuba Escape, are they not?
Yeah, great. Okay, are you doing sort of Twitter, LinkedIn?
So yeah, we've actually just started up the LinkedIn. It's not massive on there at the minute. I've only just recently started that up against my own LinkedIn. So we have got Scuba Escape on LinkedIn, but it hasn't actually been up and running as much as the Facebook.
Don't connect to too many people all in one go, otherwise they'll stop you.
What, with LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in my day job, I have to use LinkedIn all the time, so I know LinkedIn is fine.
Build it up, and then they go, "Oh no, you try to connect to too many people."
What's really annoying is I've got over 5,000 people on my own LinkedIn, but I can only actually invite, I think, 10 people like a month, which is really annoying. So that's why the LinkedIn part hasn't actually kicked off that much. But we are on LinkedIn, and it will eventually start kicking into place. And Twitter. We are not on Twitter.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Twitter's good.
Ian's a Twitter fan. I'm Instagram.
You can get really to right in front of people with Twitter.
Down this because she's been trying to get it, and I've been saying no, we don't need Twitter.
Honestly, it's good.
Okay, that's
you
the
want to get people's attention.
Yeah, thanks for adding to my workload, Ian. So.
That's all right. Help.
So also I was going to ask, do you video the people while they're underwater? Do you build that into part of the experience?
Probably not so much on the basis that then it'll give away what they were actually doing at the time. Otherwise, then yeah, that could do. I guess when they change the storylines, we'll kind of give that option to people. There's photos, obviously there's photos for the boards and things like that as well, but probably not so much video. And
on that as well is that no GoPros are allowed once the doors are closed.
All right.
I did not hear what you could do. You know what they do on some of the rides? They do a flash, don't they? And you'll catch people at certain positions and certain things. You could do that underwater and then put that up, and then people could buy. I'm giving you an idea. Yeah. People could then buy the photos and stuff. Before.
With the Scuba Escape frame around it with them on.
Yeah, exactly. How cool would that be?
But, with that, we've not progressed onto that at the minute, but there won't be any videography actually on the games themselves. There will be pictures at the end of the team with the boards. Did you get in? Did you finish it? Did you not get out? Did you not escape? Did you get caught by the police? And things like that. But that will basically be it. We would, apart from that, there's no videography allowed.
There's police involved.
See, that was you, not me. So
yes, but no, it is on the website though. It is on the website.
No, that sounds good fun. I think, probably as the media take on and you get the exposure, it's going to be something there that's really, great for UK diving.
Well, that's excellent. Well, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this video. That's it for now, but don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Comment below. We always welcome your feedback, and tell your friends all about it. And before you go, why don't you check out what other videos we have on our channel. Thank you.